Nerd Dynamite Tournament Pure Series 2.
Ay, ay, ay. I should have played middle.
No meta, no excuses, only skill.
Okay, so round one. This is editor me because I was unable to capture proper audio. I had to record away. So there is nothing to do on turn one. This is against somebody whose name is being covered and just fist bumped me. They get in turn one Agent 13, and we get a helicarrier, and they get our Infinite, so they know what our top end is. We're going with I don't know, it looks like armor, and then a Storm and Jessica Jones. So I know what the plan is. Yes, the plan is to play armor left. You play Storm where I am drawing my cursor, but also people want to play into Xandar. So I am reconsidering. I am in all likelihood going to play Storm middle because people prioritize Xandar. So I'm snapping, playing Storm middle, then I'm going to follow that up with Jessica Jones. I'm fully expecting them to play into Xandar. And then skip turn 5 and play Infinite left into Dark Dimension. So that's 23 points. And I just have to trust that they're not going to get as many points middle as me, or that it is enough to win the tiebreaker. And I win it by 23, or I have 23 over there and I'm win it by enough. And now on to the next round. They did not want any of that smoke.
You don't want no problems, you just talk like you do.
So turn one, Eternal's Arc. That is a good location. Let me set up for Storm, close off the location early, potentially. Or I could go middle, so turn two is easily Medusa. They're already playing into Eternal's Arc and Lemuria, which is okay. That doesn't really impact anything I'm doing. And we drew into Storm, so we snap, because my next turn is in all likelihood going to be Storm right, but also I don't have to play Jessica Jones right because I can just soak with Sunspot. So that's probably what I'm talking about here. Now Valhalla is tempting for people to play into, so there is that consideration. But I'm just willing to roll the die. I can soak with Sunspot if I need to. They didn't play there. And Mr. Fantastic. So we'll see where I decide to play Jessica Jones. Mr. Fantastic is scary. So let's see what I draw into. I do have Enchantress. So I do end up playing Jessica Jones right, because then I can Enchantress and Rocket Raccoon mid. So I'm glad that is the decision I made, because who plays Namor? So that's ultimately, I think, the plan. Who cares about left? They have priority. So this Enchantress nukes anything they want to do middle. So it is as simple as playing Rocket Raccoon and Groot first, and then Enchantress next. Nobody has access to Negasonic Teenage Warhead, but I still like to play this style just so it just is second nature. So easy loss middle. We're reducing right because Mr. Fantastic. They clearly have Spectrum in their deck, but all we do is have to soak. And Spectrum only adds 2 to Namor. And yeah, it was just, they clearly see that, so they bailed. But there was just nothing they could do this game. We did expose that we had Enchantress. Typically, I like to get more than 2 cubes there. Out of that, I like to get 4 out of my tech card. But take the cubes when you get them. And I went for the surefire win rather than trying to play a game and save an Enchantress for the last turn left. So there is Ant-Man. We also have to be concerned that they have Cosmo. That is a hilarious location to play your Ant-Man into, but it did survive. Let's see if our Medusa is just as lucky. And yes, you might as well keep throwing cards into Danger Room. Try to get them to stick. to maximize that Ant-Man chances of getting that bonus. And we are doing a fantastic job at drawing Storm by turn 3. So I'm thinking of snapping. And I'm definitely snapping. And I'm snapping and playing into Vibranium Mines, because that is a location nobody wants to play into. So the chances are very low that they play into Vibranium Mines. I'm sure they play right, which means Jessica Jones, that's an easy 12 points left. I don't know why I'm reconsidering. That's definitely the play. Maybe I was considering playing middle because, well, Lunatic plays middle. That Lunatic plays middle that I'm playing against. And so ultimately it was a good decision. Didn't matter to the Cosmo. And I could go Swordmaster and Sunspot and just soak into Infinite. And that is exactly what I am doing, because that is just worth more points than Jessica Jones is. Now, playing Infinite right is ultimately what I want to do. This is just an easy full soak. Scarlet Witch is nice in case I need to pivot. Foreshadowing? We will see. Ultimately, I could YOLO Infinite middle. It would be a 75% chance of winning. There it is, the Professor X, which I am surprised to see. That is the first time somebody's included him in a deck in this Series 2 tournament. And so now I have a choice. I can Infinite middle, or I can Scarlet Witch Enchantress middle. And I have priority, so I'm debating whether or not to do what to do. Infinite middle is just good in 75% of the time, but do I want to run that risk? If I Scarlet Witch now, their cards are protected, so they can fill, but Enchantress wipes out the Ant-Man bonus. So I think that's the way to go, because if they have Spectrum, that doesn't do it, because Spectrum now doesn't give the bonus to Ant-Man. He's no longer ongoing. So I am really debating this hard. And ultimately, I think the best play is Scarlet Witch into Enchantress. So lock it in and let's see. If this is Spectrum, it's just no good, because Spectrum is only worth 7. That gets them to 10. And that is exactly what happens. We were able to float enough on the previous turn with Sunspot to carry the Namor lane. And yeah, we were able to properly assess what they wanted to do, and that playing the Infinite would have been a gamble, but playing Scarlet Witch and Enchantress was just the safer overall play, especially because we're soaking enough with Sunspot. So we were up a great deal. You typically want to snap now because we're up by so much, but I still want to play cautious. I don't need to get out of my rhythm. And so getting Sunspot down left gives me options. I can still storm that location, or I can Scarlet Witch that location if I want to. I have Heimdall at my disposal. So it just gives me options. That's why I played Sunspot left last turn. Well, they clearly see what one of my options are, and that is Heimdall. But in this case, it actually worked to my benefit. White Palace, I see that they have Spectrum in hand, so I can play for that. Swordmaster is just a free, not free, but there's no downside. I don't have any odd cost cards in my hand, so just 6 power. And so now they get a rock. This on turn 4 is Jessica Jones. I'm assuming I play it right. We are positioned so well, because playing it right, I don't need to follow that up with another card. I have Heimdall, so I can slide all of the cards over and get 20 power middle if I play Heimdall middle, and I have a bunch of power left. If memory serves, well, there goes that Heimdall middle. If memory serves, I might skip here to act like I have the Infinite in hand. But I am not sure what I do here. And it clearly is, to fake like I have Infinite in my hand. So I can soak with Sunspot. I get Jessica Jones up to 10. So I have a decent amount of power. It's just where do I need to challenge them to try to press the issue? So let's see what they play. Okay, a card has been played and a claw. That was unexpected. So I still have priority. I still could play Heimdall middle. Enchantress, I'm not Enchantress. Spectrum I have to think about. I know they have Spectrum. So if they play Spectrum left, then playing a card right is the way to go. They get 2, 4, 6. They get up to 14 middle. So if I play Enchantress middle and Scarlet Witch left, that's a possibility. I don't have anything that can get buffed with Spectrum. I could slide cards with Heimdall, but that doesn't seem great. So I think it's getting just enough points middle and trying to solidify the win left. So I think it's actually maybe Enchantress middle and Agent 13 left might actually be the play. So let's see. I clearly do not remember what I am planning to do, but I needed the full timer to evaluate this. So yeah, don't do that. Oh, I pivot and just go with the Heimdall. Okay, I pivot and go with the Heimdall. Why did I do that? I do not know. Oh, I forgot about the Crown City buff. So I do win tiebreaker. Clearly I was agonizing, and very clearly my previous play, what I was talking about, I'm pretty sure that would have won. Because I would have gotten enough points middle. But, or maybe not. So with this game, it just kind of worked out to my favor, but I also had an advantage, right? I'm up by so many cubes, so I can afford to see out this game. It was already worth 2. And thankfully, the Heimdall play came to save the day. And the conclusion of this tournament is that I came in second place because I got a single loss, and it was just a single round robin event. And that is where I finished. So this is the end of the series, this Conquest series. Let me know what you think. We may do tournaments like these from time to time in the Discord, so join if you are not there. And otherwise, thanks for watching, and until next time.